Coming up in today's video, ladies and gentlemen, we're talking about an AEW star released, gone from the company. The departure has been confirmed. Also, a huge TNA announcement. And yes, we are going to talk about the future of AEW and their action figure collection because we have tons and tons of misinformation out there, and we're going to talk about it right now. If you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click subscribe. Let's kick things off with AEW. Now, just the other day, there was some talk, there was some rumors, there was some speculation that AEW and Jazzwares it was done. And Jazzwares basically did this, collection of AEW action figures since 2020, right? This was how AEW got into the toy market. There was the Unrivaled series. They did a couple other things, and it was really cool. Then Jazzwares got actually acquired by a different company called Berkshire Hathaway in 2022. And then obviously they continued to do stuff with AEW. And then just the other day, there was something that came out that showed Jazzwares and AEW not working together any further. If you look into it, it gets pretty deep. But Jeremy Padaware, the CEO or CBO of the company, he's come out and actually clarified that for 2026, AEW and Ring of Honor toys will be in production. So he did talk about this. This was obviously a very confusing situation. We don't know if maybe their deal had ended and then maybe they renegotiated a new deal. There's a lack of information here, which therefore led to a whole bunch of people online saying, hey, AEW got dropped, whatever it may be. That doesn't appear to be the case. It appears to be that they will continue working together for 2026, at least 2026. Now, guys, why is this a big deal? Why are we talking about toys and action figures? Let's be real. There is a huge market for that. You walk into your local Walmart, you walk into your local Target, and you go and see an AEW toy. AEW awareness, right? The AEW brand is in major shopping retail stores. That's very good for AEW. It's a very good thing. Licensing is a huge component to a company's success. When you see that their wrestlers are being licensed, that's a very good thing. You know who does a really good job with licensing? WWE. AEW, by landing Jazzwares, has been a very good thing for AEW. So deep down inside, you really don't want to see something like this go away. I do think there is smoke to the fire. I think whatever happened, and hopefully their relationship goes well long term. TNA just made the huge announcement for the Hall of Fame. The beautiful people are going to be in the first ever multi-female class induction into the WWE, the TNA Hall of Fame. Angelina Love and Velvet Sky join Mickie James as part of this TNA announcement. Keep in mind, Bound for Glory, they'll do the TNA Hall of Fame inductions. Bound for Glory is taking place at the Tsongas Center in Lowell, Massachusetts. This is TNA's big showcase event of the year. Carlos Silva there was like a video announcement, and he surprised them with the information, which is really dope. And that's obviously very exciting. But this is huge, man. This is the first time that multiple women have been inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. Let's call it what it is. When you look at TNA, the respect that they have for their female roster, it's huge. And historically speaking, Velvet Sky and Angelina Love definitely deserve the Hall of Fame. They deserve the induction. Could this amount to possibly a return? Because that's something that should probably be talked about. In today's climate with women's wrestling and how TNA continues to do so well with it, man, it's what I want to see. I want to see more of this. And I just don't know if their careers are truly done. You know what I mean? But this is huge for TNA. Obviously, the duo being inducted, it just makes all the sense in the world. They're going to do their acceptance speeches. I love the fact that TNA started taking their Hall of Fame a little bit more seriously in recent years. I think when you look at WWE, I think a lot of people tend to argue about the Hall of Fame and who deserves and doesn't deserve to be in the Hall of Fame. Obviously, AEW doesn't have a Hall of Fame. They're still a younger company, but with TNA having such a rich history and they're starting to take this a little bit more seriously, I'm excited. I'm actually curious, too, if maybe we'll see more inductions because TNA typically doesn't have too many people inducted into the Hall of Fame. But this year, so far, we have the 3 total. So I'm curious what this could potentially lead to or what this signifies. But shout out to TNA, man. Shout out to the beautiful people. They definitely deserve it. Hopefully, man, if we could get a match, another match at some point with them back, and the Knockouts tag team titles. And there's just it's so different. The climate of TNA today versus what it was before. You can honor their history. But if they could still go, I would definitely love to see a return. And really, my next point that I just want to make is I'm proud to see that the TNA Hall of Fame induction is kind of becoming a staple for Bound for Glory, just like WWE's is for WrestleMania. And that brings us to a WWE departure that's been confirmed. If you guys watched NXT, you know that Jasmine Nix was taken out. Fatal Influence had completely dropped her from the group. But a new report from PWInsider.com, they've confirmed that her on-screen exit actually coincides with her real-life departure from the company. Her contract has expired, and the report clarified that Jasmine Nix is not injured and is not being called up to the main roster, but instead she is departing the WWE. Now, we don't know if Jasmine Nix made this decision herself. We don't know if WWE made this decision for her, but we do know that she's no longer in the company. Jasmine Nix signed with the WWE in 2022. She had a career as a professional soccer player. We saw her as part of Chase University, eventually led to Fatal Influence. Listen, man, Jasmine Nix is definitely a fan favorite. I'm not going to deny that. There's a lot of people that like her. I think I know why. But the reality is Jasmine Nix is just she's still a little green. Respectfully, I'll kind of leave it at that. She's still a little green. And for WWE and NXT and what it's become, I think this is going to be much more common. At one point, it seemed like every 30 to 60 days, NXT talent were being released because they were not catching on. WWE kind of stopped doing that, but they let her contract expire. Or did she not want to resign? That's always a possibility as well. We don't know. But I do think she's still a little bit green. Is Jasmine Nix the type of person that's going to say, you know what? I still want to wrestle. Let me go to TNA. Let me go here. Let me go there. Let me go to NWA. Or is she going to be the type of person that completely leaves WWE and completely leaves wrestling? And I think that will tell you everything you need to know. But, ladies and gentlemen, she has gone from the company. This is The Ango Show. Click subscribe.